had some questions on how to clean the actual inside of the spout here. First things first, gently pull this apart and lift up. So that'll expose the mechanism with the spring. Most importantly, it will expose the pin up here. So we're using a spare pin from one of these. There is only one way the pin comes out. One side has a flat head, one side has a narrow head. From the narrow head side, start to push the pin outwards and you'll see it pop out the other side here. Now, as you take this out, make sure you don't lose it. So slide the pin out of the middle, push that aside. Now, essentially you can lift this straight out of the top. So now you've freed the handle assembly. Place that aside, make sure you don't lose it. Now what we're looking at is the plunger and the spring. Now all this is retained inside the tube at the front here. So the easiest way to get this out, grab your finger, pop it in here, push down and pull this out. Now if you have a look, there is a square opening on both sides of this. One is a little taller than the other. The tallest side goes towards the front of the machine when you reinstall it, but we'll cover that off again in a second. So that's your plunger and then your spring that sits inside. So now you've got a completely empty chamber you can clean out. You can run water through this, you can give it a gentle wipe out. Don't damage the inside of this tube. It does need to seal up against the rubber seals that are on the plunger. So make sure you don't scratch this or you don't damage the inside of it. So to reassemble, once you've cleaned it, make sure it's completely dry. Once it's dry, easiest way to do this, there is a narrow, shallow side and a deep side. Pop the deep side on your finger. Make sure you have the largest opening facing towards the top of the machine when you install it. Spring slides into the top. Push the whole lot into the top of the machine. Now, as we slide it in, we align the square with it facing forward. Now, this is the first step. So once we get here, we're in good shape. Get your handle. What we're doing is we're going to push the plunger in until the big square here lines up with the big square in the front of the barrel, like that. Once we're there, it takes a little bit of force to push against the spring. But once we're there, we can then assemble the handle. The handle slides in here and the handle slides, so this big tooth goes into the hole in the front of the thing being the big square. So we push it closed. Now I've got to try and do this with two hands on the flat. It's going to be a little bit tricky. And there we go. Now it's in. Now, all we make sure is we've got the pins aligned here, and now that's held in place. So we replace the pin, back through the axle, back through the middle. Make sure the pin goes right the way through. If you leave it like this, where it's not all the way home, the first time you pull this, you'll take the handle off the front of it. So just make sure it goes all the way in, and then it's back to being completely functional. Before you use it again, reflip the splash guard on the front, which will click in a position, and then you cleaned your spout.